Hi, this is Dave with Starfish. Today we are going to look at email notifications for Zone users, or really for the Zone itself, and how that can help your users identify where they have aging data and how they can log into the Starfish GUI and find that data. So the first one that we have is the zone size change rate. And this one isn't filtered for zones, but you probably would have it filtered so that only Zone 1 users would get this. And this will show between two dates what the change is. Now, my example is not a very good one because my demo machine doesn't change, but in normal cases, you would have a decent number of delta physical size, sorted from largest to smallest. And that also includes negative numbers. So if somebody deleted some data or moved some data elsewhere, you would see that reflected here towards the bottom of the list. In this case, I'm doing like a 5 or 6 month swath because it gets me some data here. You would normally do probably 3 days, maybe 7 days, sometimes a month, and it would show you the percentage change, what the old physical was, and what the new one is, and what the delta was. So this can help your users understand, which volumes that they have data on are they seeing a lot of change on. So the next thing we would want to look at is the change rate. Excuse me, is the chargeback report. So this chargeback report, I'm using the defaults, and they're not likely to be what you would use. This chargeback is $1 per gig of overage. The zone quota is 20 gigs, and you can see the zone name here because we filtered just for zone 1. And then they have 29 gigs, so it's 20 gigs plus the 9. And based on that dollar per gig, their overage charge is $9. And in a real sense, you probably would have, like, 2.4 cents per gig or something to that effect. But this allows you that flexibility. And we're looking at data from a month ago. A lot of sites use the current data, but some prefer to have data a month ago or 2 months ago or 3 months ago. Once you have that data, they can log into the Starfish GUI. Excuse me, let me go back to the root. Okay, so here we are at the root, and we can see the access times, or the modified times, and the access times. And if we want to get a really good vision of it, we can go to the Sunburst view. Now you can see at the bottom that I'm looking by access time and recursive newest modified. So it's going to tell me, what's the newest time, the most recent time something was modified or accessed. And in this case, we can see most of the data has been accessed within 12 months, but we have a little bit of data here that looks like it's a bit older. And we can see it's the medical folder. And if we double click on it, we can switch to it. And when we switch to it, you can see the breadcrumbs at the top switch. Um, and once that loads, we'll see if there's anything interesting in it. Um, Now, you could just go in here, right click, and add your action tag so that it gets archived. You can also go back to either the tree or my preference is the flat view, and look at things in that view. So let's close that window. And you can see that I already set an example here because this data hasn't been accessed since 2017, and I can do that again. And then I would have a script, probably the zone tag archive, configured to look for those tags, and those tags would then do whatever the action. In this case, it would archive it uh, to S3, and it would be a move instead of just a copy. And that is the basics of zone user notifications and actions.